unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Are you suffering with anxiety, depression, PTSD, an eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem? If it's causing problems at work or with your family, get help now at Insight Mental Health and Wellness. We can help and treat all types of depression and mental issues. We'll help you use your insurance to get away from it all to a beautiful, sunny, and tranquil vacation-like environment so you can recharge yourself. And with a Family Medical Leave Act, you could take the time off you need from work. Plus, with the Affordable Care Act, your treatment could be 100% covered. If you're suffering from any kind of anxiety, depression, PTSD, eating disorder, or even a substance abuse problem, use your insurance and get away from it all. Come to sunny California. Call Insight Mental Health and Wellness now. 800-934-6064. 800-934-6064. 800-934-6064. That's 800-934-6064.
The insurance and financial services landscape is built on many choices, regulations, and challenges. It's time to push back to one team who pulls insurance, financial services, and HR consulting into a simple solution. One is efficient, bold, and ready to fiercely advocate for you. One team, one strategy, one purpose, one digital. See what the power of one can do for you at onedigital.com/baseball. Investment advisory services offered through One Digital Investment Advisors.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The NFL is moving closer to replacing the change with new technology to measure line to gain. NFL executive Gary Brantley told the Associated Press the league will test Sony's Hawkeye technology during some preseason games. The system, though, won't likely be ready for full implementation until next season, although it could happen sooner. The bright orange sticks and chains will remain in a backup capacity to measure first downs. The U.S. men's Olympic basketball team, a 29.5-point favorite today against South Sudan on ESPN Bet. Team USA beat South Sudan by just a point 11 days ago. Canada's appeal against their soccer team's points deduction at the Paris Games amid a drone scandal dismissed by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Orioles infielder Jackson Holliday, the top prospect in baseball, has been recalled from AAA. He struggled in his first call-up to Baltimore 2 months ago.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Coralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day, Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Bingo every Monday night, too, starting at $7. Coralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
Can you get me a little typeset?
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown and abuse you?
You're tired.
Well, the lunchtime whistle and the morning's finally done. I'm jumping in my car, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Doghouse Network's on my radio dial. Big Dog's taking care of business for a while. If you're listening to another station I don't understand, but nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the Junkyard Dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a truncated hump day in the Doghouse. That's right. You know what day it is. It's that day. It's the one that we call Hump Day around these parts. And if my
It must be Wednesday.
everything's sticking,
Hump Day.
Hump Day!
Uh-oh. Guess what day it
Hump
is?
Day.
Guess what day it is?
It's Hump Day.
Anybody? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Listen, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Yeah, baby. We had vicious storms that rolled through the Tennessee Valley last night. Depending on where you are and in my listing area, you may have gotten caught up in that. We had the power outage and all kinds of other stuff happening yesterday, last night, late. I'm talking about like 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And everything in the studio is kind of sticky. You know what I mean? It's like it's not responding immediately. Like if I hit this. Yeah, see, it did. That played immediately. Yeah, they're coming up at the top of the hour. All right, that's Braves baseball coming up at the top of the hour. So we are truncated one fast hour for you today. The Braves are in Milwaukee, where Atlanta got the 5-1 win last night, while the Phillies were losing a thriller to the Yankees. Now, both teams are playing this afternoon. All right, with Atlanta looking to move to within 6.5 with a win. And a Philly loss if the New York Yankees can finish the sweep off in Philadelphia. They're underway there now as Jazz Chisholm just continues to rake. Another hit for Jazz Chisholm. He had 2 home runs last night. He had 2 home runs in his second game as a Yankee the game before. He is the first Yankee in the illustrious career of the New York Yankees to hit 4 home runs in his first 3 games as a Yankee. So that game is underway. We'll keep you posted on that because it impacts the Braves. And what happens with the Phillies here is the Yankees have a couple of on in the top of the second. It's a little distracting for me. All right. It's a little bit of a look, there's a squirrel kind of day for me. All right. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But, Atlanta really had blown a tremendous opportunity to close the gap. You know what I mean? I mean, they could have had this.
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
Yeah. I mean, they could have had this gap closed up significantly with Philly going just 3-7 in their last 10 games. The Phillies are reeling a little bit, but unfortunately the Braves have matched that. The Mets are the only team in the division that are able to close this gap at all.
I can assure you that the gap is closing.
Yeah, that's the Mets, who are now 7-3 in their last 10 games. They're within a half game of Atlanta. Okay, so we got that coming up at the top of the hour. Josh Carey with a little talking ball coming up as well, talking hardball, country hardball with us. He is coming up in a few minutes. The Crimson Tide took the field this morning, and Kalen DeBoer met the media afterwards, and we're going to try and get some of that to you as soon as we have it ready. I keep looking over at the sheet there, and I know that Steve is cutting it up, and as soon as we have that ready for you, we're going to try and get you some Kalen DeBoer if we can in this one and only hour of the show today, as he now officially begins replacing the legend. And one of the biggest questions of this season all throughout college football will be, how will that go? How will that go? History has not been kind in these kind of situations. Not that many have had the chance to replace the actual GOAT. I mean, Ray Perkins replaced Bear Bryant in 1983. He went 8-4 that year. Then he had a losing record in 84. They went 5-6. But in 85, they finished 13th in the AP poll at 9-2-1. They were 10-2 in 86, finished 9th in the poll. Ironically, would have went over Washington, I believe, in a bowl game. And finished number 9 in the country. They would have been in the playoff. If there was a 12-team playoff in 1986, they'd have been in that thing. And then he left to take was it the Giants job? I think he left to go to the Giants. So outside of the losing season in 84, which was the Tide's first losing season since 1957, really not bad. Now, our boy Wes Neighbors was a starter on all of Perkins' teams. I believe that Wes Neighbors started for 4 years at Alabama. I may have just made that up, but I think he started for 4 years. I think he redshirted. I don't know. I may be just making all this up. But I know he started for 4 years. I don't know if it was his redshirt freshman year or his freshman year. But he was on all of those Ray Perkins teams. They were pretty decent in 86 at 10-2, ninth in the country. The mindset is that when you think about Ray Perkins and taking over for Bear Bryant and everything, you think that they crashed and burned. They really didn't. 13th in the country, 9th in the country. But they had, Bears last couple of years, they weren't great teams. They had won national championships at 78, 79. Frank Solich won a ton of games, taking over for Tom Osborne, but he won no championships. And he was let go after 8 or 9 years with a 753 winning percentage. That's pretty strong, 753 winning percentage. That's like 10-2, 9-3, 10-2 every year. But they let him go because he didn't win championship. Of course, Jimbo Fisher, he was 783 in 8 seasons at Florida State after Bobby Bowden. And he won a natty there before crashing and burning at Texas A&M. But remember, they were on the decline. They were already on the decline there at Florida State in Bobby Bowden's last couple of years. And then Jimbo came in there. He got the guy that was stealing the crab legs, won a national championship. Jimbo won a lot of games there. 783, strong. Earl Bruce replaced Woody Hayes back in the day. And he won a ton of games as well. But he was only 5-4 against Michigan. And he was let go after a 6-4-1 season. So how will Kalen DeBoer do? And what number is okay with you? A brutal schedule. They got a very difficult schedule this year. What number is okay with you? If this is 10-2 football team, they're a playoff team. And they're at Wisconsin. They'll be a favorite. They get Georgia at home. They got to go to Tennessee. They got Missouri coming in, which most people think is a top 15 team. They go to Baton Rouge. They go to Oklahoma. And then Iron Bowl. I mean, if they go 9-3, that, Saban hadn't had a 9-3 since what, 2010, something like that. But you're like, 9-3 against that. 10-2, do 11-1. You're like, you start casting the statue for the dude. So we'll see. I'd love to hear from you, though. What number would be okay with you? This is not something that the history is not kind for the most part to these guys. Lines are open. 256-576-4977. You could text the show, 7329-TA show, 732-982-7469. Those numbers work. I'm still waiting for that phone call from those of you listening on ESPN Winchester on 1030 and 106.9 FM in Franklin County, Tennessee. I know you're listening because I hear from guys. They're like, yeah, we're listening. You'll love to hear that phone call. The Zone is on X at 97.7 ESPN. I am on X at Thom Abraham Show. You can also follow at ESPN Winchester on X. Yankees just cleared the bases. 3-run something. It might be a home run. Might be a grand slam. Oh my gosh, it was DJ LeMahieu? You kidding me? Guys got like one extra base hit on the season. They're up 3-0. Something's under review. I don't know what they're checking, but it's under review. It's either a home run or it's a 3-run double. Might have been a grand slam. Check out our YouTube channel, WZZN TV. Subscribe to that bad boy. Zone has an app as well. ESPN Winchester will have one soon. And snag the Talk Radio WZZN app for all your Rocket City Trash Panda action as well. And I want to take a moment here. Let me take a moment here to welcome a new sponsor to the show and to the station, Rocket City Federal Solutions, LLC. Now, you are going to learn a lot to Grand Slam. Wait a minute. Where's he going? It's a triple. So confusing because there's no sound on. All right, he just went to third. I don't know what they're saying. Now that he's going home. It's a grand slam. DJ LeMahieu with a granny. 4-0 Yankees. A 4-run homer. Anyway, I need to tell you about this Rocket City Federal Solutions LLC. No, they're not. I won't be doing a live read for them. They're not this isn't an endorsement deal, but I do want to welcome them to the station because they have signed on as a premium sponsor of Alabama sports and will also be heard on Army football on Talk Radio WZZN. Rocket City Federal Solutions is headed by CEO Jason Largent, and they have over 35 years of experience. And they have a global network of projects in critical systems, facility engineering, environmental operation and maintenance, and more. I mean, that's a lot to digest with these guys. But the bottom line is these are great Americans. They're helping to keep us safe all over the world. And we thank them for their work and for their support of what we're doing here in the Tennessee Valley as well. Now, Jason is a big fan of the show, but he doesn't call because he's kind of busy protecting government installations and businesses all around the world. Rocket City Federal Solutions, LLC. That's the name of the company. You'll learn more about them. They'll be around for a while. Very fascinating operation. All right, back at Command Central. Playing the Play Doesn't Matter in the stacks of wax and answering the phones and keeping us on the air. It's El Capitan.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Thom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
If you ain't first, you're last. He's got Abraham down.
What a catch!
What a catch! A leaping catch at the 45-yard lines, and he brings it in.
I'm talking about right there. John, I'm about to text the Sons. Who changed the name of our group to the Sons of Soto?
I believe that had to be Danny.
Danny changed it to the Sons of Soto. I'm about to ruin. He's working. He's a Mahonik, working on the motorcycles. I'm going to DJ with the granny.
You must be a little bit behind. You must be a little bit behind.
Oh, I am behind.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot I paused it.
I was about to say, because I was like, it was already 4-0 on my end, and I was just like waiting. And then I thought they added on to it.
No. DJ with the granny. All right, I forgot that I had it on. Oh, Aaron Judge is up. I forgot that I had it on. I had paused it for a second. The electrician is working out at the new studio, and I had to go out there and give him a little bit of marching orders.
No.
Yeah. So, there, I just texted it. He's going to be like, I might not watch it later tonight. I watched the gymnastics. I know.
How could you do that? Yeah, you got onto us for telling you things that you didn't want to know whenever you were watching your sports. You recorded every little thing you could.
Listen, man. I mean, it's hard in this business. Like last night when the chicks were winning remember during the show yesterday, the chicks won the gold in the team jumping around the gymnastics thing.
Yeah, breaking news.
So that happened during the show. And then last night, I get home and the Junkyard Babes, let's watch the Olympics. All right. And then so I put the Olympics on. The Yankees are in a great game, and I'm watching the game on my phone, and we put the Olympics on. She's like, aren't you interested in this? And I'm like, honey, I know what happened. And she's like, that's no fun. If you know, how come I can, you don't know, you should not know. I said, hon, I'm in the business. How can I avoid this? I can't avoid what's happening. Now, I don't have the Olympics on now, but I'm like, how can I avoid the news? I mean, I'm sitting there, and so, we watched it, and the little girl from Auburn and the girl that's married to the football player. That was the most interesting thing about that. Simone Biles is married to a football player, which is kind of weird because he's a football player and she's tiny. She's like a jockey, she's a gymnast. And so she's like little and he's a football player.
It's a wonderful combination to me. I don't know where you're going with this.
What's his name? Do you think they have like a little trampoline at the end of the?
Jeez. I wonder if he's a quarterback.
No.
Around.
It's no.
I don't want to know about it.
What's his name? Jamal Jones. I think that's his name.
I'll find it for you.
I think it's Jamal Jones or something like that. I think he's a defensive back. But does she do like a half gainer with a twist getting into bed?
Jonathan Owens.
Yeah, there you go. Jamal James, Jonathan
Close.
Owens. They're the same. It's about the same. Jonathan Owens. Who's he with now? I think he's with Seattle now.
You know what? The funny thing is, I typed in the husband. It didn't pop up anything about his team.
He was with the Packers.
See that?
Well, now you got to put, what is his name? Jonathan Owens.
Jonathan Owens. He was with the Texans. I mean, he's probably a guy that's just all over the place.
He's a jag. He's a jag. He's just a guy. There's no doubt about that. But what is he? I don't know. He's married to a gymnast. You know what I mean?
One of the most
I'm
popular.
just saying.
He played for the Cardinals. He played for the Texans. I mean, he's played for everybody. It's one of those pieces.
So like uneven bars over the bed. And
he played for the Bears. I don't know. Is he playing for the Bears right now? We're going to see him tomorrow at the preseason game.
Does she like dismount? But
he does play for the Bears.
And I got to get out of this. I got to get out of this take. There's a special place in hell for me if I continue down this path.
Jeez.
I just need to get out of this take. We go to the phones. We clean these guys up a little bit here. Paulie is in the Cape. Paulie, welcome to the show. How are you?
Pretty good, Tom, and I agree. Who wouldn't want a wife that's flexible? You know what I'm saying?
Easy now. Now, I almost had to ban you. I almost had to give you a 3-day suspension for your take about the Los Angeles Olympics. And the whole
Yes, I wasn't lying. I'm not making it up.
So I had Moulton on the next day, David Moulton, who you know from his days in Southwest Florida. And I asked him if he remembers you, and he said yes. And I said that you said about the homeless hurdles in the LA Olympics. He did not laugh. He thought it was not. He thought it was very distasteful, which it was. It was very distasteful, and I shouldn't be repeating it either.
Yeah, but it was also funny too.
A little bit
but
funny.
Anyway,
Hilarious.
You sound a little concerned that the Braves are not taking advantage of all these precious games that are left in the season.
These are big games now. I mean, these are big games. So
they're important. They're important. I don't know how many times they're important, precious.
Yeah.
games.
Carlos Stanton just got doubled off of first base. I don't know what he's doing. It was a soft liner. Jazz Chisholm with a soft liner to second, and it's right in front of him. You absolutely can see that it's obviously going to be caught, and he gets caught off the bag and gets thrown out.
So as I mentioned yesterday, I guarantee you 8 more years left of this Olympics interest, because all of the big all the big tech companies and big advertising companies that are pulling out of what they did on the opening. And then if you notice, I'm watching the Olympics as we speak. Everything is bordered with pink. Gee, I wonder why.
Well, it's Gay Paris. I mean, they call it Gay Paris for a reason, right? Yeah.
Well, Gay was, remember back in the 20s, and Gay was happy and, full of life and
Gay
spontaneous.
Paris.
That's what Gay used to be back in the day until, we realized now it's something else. But the Yankees are looking good, except for the bonehead play that they just did.
Yeah.
But other than that, the fella that has the radio show before you is all giddy about Texas and Ole Miss being the dominant teams in the SEC.
That's what he thinks. Yeah.
I was going to say, anyway, I can get that prescription filled out for me.
Again, a lot of it has to do with schedules too. If you look at Ole Miss's schedule, I mean, if they're not 10-2, there's going to be some serious conversation, about Lane Kiffin. They really almost have to be 10-2 with that schedule.
I know, but I'm saying still, hello.
Yeah.
But anyways,
right.
Well, hopefully we'll have some better fun news as the season gets closer and closer to opening day in football.
Yeah. We got game tomorrow night. Hall of Fame game tomorrow night.
Oh my God, it's almost here.
Yes, it is.
All right, everybody in
Appreciate
Radio Land, go Dolphins.
All right. Grasshopper, we got him through the call without him saying something offensive.
That's good. It's good stuff right there.
That's always, but I'm just saying it's always sketchy. you never know if you're going to get through a Paulie and the Cape call without him saying something offensive. So it could happen. Text window. Mongo says regarding Alabama this year, he said 6-6 would be fine with him. See, Mongo, I think he's an Auburn fan. It's not funny, Mongo. We'll be saying that. Not looking for 6-6. Nothing that is, funny about that. Garrett is up next. Garrett, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Tom. What's up, buddy?
You are, man.
Yeah, I have. I've been up for a few hours now. Listen, I'm an Alabama fan. You know that. I wanted to say something. You brought this up about Simone and her football playing husband, and you really didn't get out of that gracefully. So I think what you should do really is do some research and find out, is this guy a lineman? Is it a little bitty safety? What kind of guy is he? And then brief all us fans on this stuff that you brought up on your show.
I think I want to say he's a defensive back. He's not a little guy. I want to say that he's a defensive back on that. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, if he's a lineman, 6'7", 350, then you'd have to go through a whole other deal. He might have to have some kind of.
He's 5'11". Yeah. He's way bigger than her anyway, but he's 5'11". Yeah. He's 5'11", 210. Went to Missouri Wesleyan, and he's a safety. That's small for a safety, but he's 5'11", 210. He's with the Bears right now.
Well, she's teeny tiny, and I want to say congratulations for our team. I thought that was great. But going to Alabama football, we have to beat Auburn. That's the first thing. Second, we need to be in the playoffs. And we need to at least win one playoff game. To me, with this, crazy amount of playoff games, the regular season doesn't really matter that much. If seems like whoever's got a football team will make the playoffs now.
No, I don't. I disagree. I think the regular season, there's still 120 teams. I think the regular season is very important. I think they got to be 10-2 to make the playoff. I don't think 9-3 will get them in. I think 10-2. So you're saying for you, 10-2 and a playoff win to make it to the, at least make it to the Elite Eight of the because 10-2.
And no less important, they have to beat Auburn also.
And they got to beat Auburn. Yeah.
Right. I think that'll be in everybody's top three that calls in if you say what three things they have to do as far as their record.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel about it. Hey, it looks like the board's getting plenty of good recruits and all that. It looks like he's doing well there. I feel like he's a good coach. Whether he gets the cooperation out of all the alumni and everything, I'd hope he would. But whether he gets that or not, we'll have to see. And if he gets that, I think he'll lead a strong program.
It would feel like it. I got to be honest with you. Thanks for the call, Garrett. That's a good job by you. It would feel like it. It feels like this is everything is in place. But we'll see. Bama Brad says the Bears are going to win the division, apparently. Starters don't need to play tomorrow. Caleb is ready. Yeah, he's joking. He says he's not worried. He says 10-2 and in the tournament is good. What about 10-2 and a playoff? What about 10-2, beat Auburn, lose the playoff game? Okay. What about 11-1 and lose to Auburn and win the SEC championship game? You'll take that. Don't tell me you don't take that. You take that. lose at home to Auburn, 11-1, and then win the SEC, because 11-1 gets you in the SEC championship game, and win the SEC championship game. What about 10-2, lose to Auburn, 10-2, lose to Auburn, not be in the SEC championship game, go to the playoff on the road, first week on the road. No, you wouldn't. You'd probably be hosting at 10-2. And then win a playoff game. 10-2, lose to Auburn, win a playoff game, win 2 playoff games, go to the Final Four. He said 10-2, beat Auburn, win a playoff game. What about 10-2, lose to Auburn, and win 2 playoff games? Natty Danny's team will be they're eligible. I don't think they're going to make it, but they'll be eligible for the 12-team playoff this year. But it's coming. I'm just going to tell you, Natty Danny. Natty Danny's up next. I'm just telling you right now, it's coming. There's a distinct possibility that you're going to get a postseason ban. This is not settled yet. This whole thing with Stallions and the cheating is not settled yet. It won't be. They're saying it's probably 2 years before the case gets settled. I don't know why it takes 2 years, but they're saying it's 2 years. And at that point in time, you're probably going to get you might get a postseason ban. What's up?
Hey, 2 years. The reason why it takes 2 years is they're trying to start buying things, okay? Because there's nothing there. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger, brother.
No, it's there. I mean, they know it's there. I mean, they don't suspend the head coach for 3 games for nothing. I mean, it's they know it's there. They got all kinds of evidence.
Trust me, it's a nothing burger. Just relax, okay? Yeah. We'll get in the playoffs, probably play Bama, beat you again, stuff like that, okay? And, Bama Brad, brother, come on, be real here. The eve of the preseason game you'll see tonight, I know no starters. I get it. You still like the guy with the fingernails. I get it. But you know what? It is what it is. Lions roar. Domination, the king of the jungle. It's another division championship. And my love, no love. 8-8. Come on, last year 8-8. Come on. It is what it is. It's the Lions' pride. This is what I've been waiting for years. The domination. It's here.
Do you remember the last time? Do you remember the last time you won 11 games and went to the playoffs? What happened the next year? Oh, you were 5-11 the following year. Just saying. Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen this time, but you did go in the tank the last time. Whenever you won a playoff game like 30 years ago, the next year you were like 5-11.
I have a lot to be thankful for. You know that because I've got a very, very lovely family. But also, when it comes to sports, this is sort of like all these years I've been sowing my oats, and then I'm going to reap my rewards, and that's going to be a meesh again back to back, and the Lions will get to the Super Bowl, and I'm going to put some cash on them, and I'm going to get my money. I got it last year. I'll get some. That might have been your high water mark last year. That might have been it.
No, that may be be the highlight of your sporting life. Is that okay? No. Okay, let me give you a scenario. Lions miss the playoff. Michigan misses the playoff. Red Wings win the Stanley Cup. Yes or no?
Well, it all depends. If I got money on the Red Wings,
I just told you. It depends on nothing. Lions miss the playoffs. Michigan misses the playoffs, and the Red Wings win the Stanley Cup. Do you take it? It's a tough one.
I'll get back with you on that one. I can't.
I appreciate you.
I can't answer that. All right, man. Talk to you later.
Man. Good job, buddy. All right. Take a break. When we return, Josh Carey joins us. We're talking ball next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, Check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and this summer we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances like Viking, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, GE, and Frigidaire. But they also have great brands that you may not know, like Mela, Forno, Z-Line, Invisicook, and Beko. But no matter what, they all get delivered the day you buy, and they service everything they sell. And at the Lacey Spring Showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, you'll find a totally interactive showroom where you can hear the dishwashers wash and the freezers free and see the cookies get baked in the double ovens. Owen Home Appliance Center will even wash and dry a load of clothes for you so that you can see how great the products are. And they have ice machines making all kinds of ice, cubed, nugget, and top hat. How is that for variety? Owen Home Appliance Center believes in community involvement as well, sponsoring youth teams, race cars, and an annual Easter egg hunt. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service is the name of the game for Owen Home Appliance Center. Find them in Somerville and Lacey Springs and online at owenappliance.com.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Talking baseball, Klazuski, Campanella, talking baseball. The man and Bobby Fella, the Scooter, the Barber, and the Nuke. They knew them all from Boston to Dubuque, especially Willie, Mickey, and the Duke.
And welcome back to Tom Abraham Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by Owen Home Appliance. Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances, plus some you may not know, but offer tremendous values. Check out the Lacey Springs showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, where you'll find a totally interactive showroom. And when you're down there, check out the freezers. It's going to be hot. Let me tell you something right now. I just looked at the extended forecast for the next 10 days. Hot, humid, sunny. So it's freezer season. Go out to Owen Home Appliance Center, get your new freezer, name brand frost-free, upright, and chest freezers. And best of all, they're in stock. They're ready to go. They can even be delivered. It's Owen Home Appliance Center. Mike Owen and his team. They're ready to hand you a $50 gift card towards the purchase of Wagyu beef. when you purchase a freezer. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's in the name. It's not far. Even for those of you listening in Franklin County, Tennessee, it's not far. All right, joining us now to talk a little baseball, Josh Carey, voice of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Josh, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good, Tom. How are you?
I'm good. We've added a new station to the show, and they're in Franklin County, Winchester, Tennessee, up by Tim's Ford Lake. And it's not, I mean, those folks listening up there are about an hour and 15 minutes from Toyota Field, I would say. So, you know, I think that the Rocket City Trash Pandas, they pull a decent amount of people out of Tennessee and out of the region. So, you know, new listeners tuning in and still have an opportunity to come on down and check out some Trash Panda baseball here down the stretch.
Well, that's great. Yeah, I mean, we always try to get up into the Tennessee area, up that I-65 corridor. I know we get some fans from Nashville as well who want to, you know, check out something a little different from the sounds. But, you know, we try to get up 65 both north and south, and we try to pull from the shoals. And so, you know, being able to get up into Fayetteville like that, that's a great boon for us. So hopefully we'll be able to get some more fans on down here.
Well, speaking of Tennessee, the Tennessee Smokies are smoking it pretty good here in the second half, 17-11 now. The Trash Pandas 3.5 games back as they try to close in on the second half and make it to the playoff. How is Birmingham, which was such a machine in the first half of the season, now they're 11-17, and I know it's the White Sox, and the White Sox are a dumpster fire right now, and I don't know how much their team has changed, but I always find that fascinating. A team that plays really well, goes out there, wins the first half, and then in the second half just seems to be kind of sleepwalking through it.
Well, I mean, a lot of the guys who helped them win the first half are now up at AAA Charlotte, including a couple of Trash Pandas, Kai Bush, Edgar Caro, Brooks Baldwin, who's a name you'll be hearing a lot of. They got Drew Thorpe is now with the Major League team already. So they're making their moves to get guys up there. They're building from the bottom up, as evidenced by their Major League record right now, which is not very good. But they went into a complete rebuild, and so a lot of those guys who performed so well at AA the first half of the season are now making their way into AAA and will probably make a Major League debut, I would assume, in September. Meanwhile, the White Sox, their farm system is still rather thin, and so a lot of those guys who are now moving up into AA are not exactly guys who you'll be seeing at the Major League level anytime soon. So they're kind of going through that right now, and that's the norm when you got thin farm systems that are trying to rebuild.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they, you know, made a lot of moves at the Major League level. The White Sox did with the, you know, at the trade deadline, and of course the Atlanta Braves, you know, looking to party like it's 2021. They bring back Jorge Solar, and you know, not to be a DH. I think some people were confused. They're like, why are you bringing that guy in when you got Marcell Ozuna, who's raking like crazy? But it wasn't about being a DH. They need help in the corner outfield positions, and that kid's going to be in there. He's going to have to play. And you know, he hasn't been awful. 240 with 12 or 13 home runs, you know, for the Giants this season. And I think that, you know, at age 32, it's not like he's an old, you know, washed up vet. I still think that he could do some good for this team as they are now embroiled in a very hot race for the wild card.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference between what you're seeing this year and what you saw in 2021 with Atlanta is they couldn't really get that big splash. You know, they got Soler, yes, in 21, but they also got Jock Peterson. They also got a couple of other guys as well, and that really helped them along. They were able to make a move. They weren't able to make the several moves. I know they were in on the Robert and Crochet deals, possible deals with the White Sox. I believe they had talked to a couple of other teams about some possibilities as well, and it just never really came to fruition for them. You know, it's going to be hard for Atlanta. I mean, they are really beat up when it comes to offensively right now, and really throughout the entire team. But offensively, they just need players right now. And Soler is one of those guys who can come in. He's not going to be a great defensive ball player, but frankly, you don't have too many options right now. One of the issues that you're seeing from the success of that 21 team and the success of the 22 and 23 clubs as well is there's not much of a farm system. And so there really wasn't a whole lot for Alex Anthopoulos to really dangle in front of teams in order to get guys on his team right now. So they're just going to have to sort of wing it right now and hope they can get in. And As I've said before, if you can get in, anything can happen. But right now, trying to get in, that's the biggest step for Atlanta at this moment. But I still think they're in a pretty good spot. They just got to start winning some games.
Yeah, and they had an opportunity here that they've missed over the last couple of weeks as the Phillies have been kind of reeling a little bit, down 4-1 right now to the Yankees as well in the fourth inning, and in danger of getting swept at home by New York. They've lost 3 straight. They're 3-7 in their last 10, and yet the Braves are also 3-7 in their last 10. I mean, 7.5 games back, could pull within 6.5 if they have a chance to win this afternoon, and the Phillies don't come back against New York. But, man, they could be right back on top of the Phillies if they had just played, 6-4 type baseball in the last 10 games. They don't seem to be able to get out of their way and get going.
Yeah, well, they just don't have the guys to do that right now. And I think what makes it worse is it's not just the fact they had a chance to catch Philadelphia, but they also had an opportunity to create some distance with everyone else chasing the wild card. I was really impressed with what the Mets did at the trade deadline. And, there were a couple of other teams that are going to be hanging around. Well, I don't know what the Cubs exactly are trying to do, but we'll see what comes of them. Obviously, the Padres have revamped their entire bullpen. I think they are really a threat now for the entire National League. So when you look at it top to bottom, Atlanta just seemed to they really couldn't go anywhere because they didn't have the guys to be able to reel in like they typically do. And so as a result, they're just kind of where they are right now. But if they can put a little hot streak together, get some guys healthy, and get ready to, attack September, as long as they can do that, they're going to have a shot. But you're right. Things are a little shaky right now because they just don't have the same firepower they've had the last couple of years.
Yeah, and they lead the wild card. They're in the first wild card spot by a half game over the Mets and the Padres. You mentioned the Padres and how well they're playing, but the Diamondbacks are just a half game back, and they're the defending champs, and the St. Louis Cardinals are just 2 games back. Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates are just 2 games out of the playoffs. So it's a heck of a race. I mean, this wild card race is unbelievable in the National League, but when you look at it, it's really interesting to see how many it's not like you're just trying to hold off the Mets and the Padres. You could be, the number 1 wild card team one day, and 3 days later, you're liable to be completely out of the playoffs.
Yeah, and this is exactly what Major League Baseball was looking for when they expanded the playoffs. Whether you like that idea or not, this is kind of what they were hoping for, having all of these teams with a sincere chance at making the playoffs. And if you're a team like the Pirates, who I still think are a couple of years away from being a contender, when you look at a team like the Diamondbacks, who really underperformed this season, you really can't go into a fire sale mode because you still have a legit chance of making the playoffs, even though your World Series chances may be somewhat limited. So it really creates a big, it gives every general manager out there and every owner, frankly, something to think about. And it's made the decision a lot tougher on what they want to do moving forward. But be that as it may, they're trying to make it a little bit more like the NFL. You want to have the parity. You want to have the excitement. You want people still coming out to the ballpark in late August and early September, knowing that their team still has a chance for October. And so far it's worked. It's worked like a charm.
Speaking of coming out to the ballpark, next homestand will bring in Birmingham. It's always great. The rivalry between Huntsville and Birmingham is tremendous. And on Wednesday night, not only will it be dog night down there, it's dollar dog night. They should do this every Wednesday. It's dog night, dollar dog night. And you can get dogs for $1. I mean, that's a pretty cool deal. A lot of great promotions left here the rest of the season, and a lot of great baseball will be played out at Toyota Field as well.
Yeah, well, we're now at a different time of the season. Obviously, school is starting up again, so you got to get creative on the promotion side. But you're right, that dollar dog night, that's something we did a little bit last year. It wasn't with hot dogs, but it was with other concession items. It did okay, but we're going to trot this out there and see how it works. We'll have fireworks on Friday and Saturday. Kids will get to run the bases next Sunday. We're going to have a couple of other promotions on Tuesday and Thursday, still ladies night every Tuesday. So we're still trying to come up with different and unique ways to get fans out to the ballpark. We had a friends night last Friday that was very successful. So, our promotions team continues to turn up different ideas. And, just different ways to keep people engaged in the season, even with football on the horizon. So we want people to keep coming out. The team's in a pennant chase right now, and so that should make it a little more exciting as well.
Yeah, and Biloxi playing well after a lousy first half of the season to come back and now leading the Southern Division in the second half. But dial up another 15 hits tonight, will you? I mean, 15 hits, 9 runs, pretty much win those games.
Yeah, well, you know what? It was a good performance. It was a tough week last week. It was a really struggle at the plate for Rocket City. Being able to see them come out there, put 9 runs on the board, and support their pitching staff was really what was needed last night. Let's hope that spurs something and can really accelerate things. The schedule down the stretch is not that daunting for the Trash Pandas either. So they're going to have a chance here to pick up some wins. We've added a couple of extra bats over the last few days. So hopefully that'll help pick things up as well.
Always a pleasure. Josh Carey has been our guest. Josh, I appreciate you. Have a good rest of the week down there, and we'll see you when you're back in town next week.
All right, Tom. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Josh Carey. All right, we'll get a break. We'll come back. You want to stick a phone call or two in? We might have a moment to do that before we get to the top of the hour. We'll be checking out at about 12:55, and then Braves baseball coming up, not only in North Alabama on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, but also Braves baseball coming up this afternoon on WCDT on ESPN Winchester as well. Back with more right after this, the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Team USA men's basketball takes on South Sudan today at the Paris Olympics. Joel Embiid ready for a battle.
South Sudan, they're quick. They shoot the ball really well. They play hard.
The U.S. favored by 29.5. Teams were busy at the baseball trade deadline on Tuesday. The Padres acquired all-star reliever Tanner Scott from Miami. The Padres also get right-hander Brian Hoeing. In exchange, Miami gets lefty Robbie Snelling, right-hander Adam Mazur, infielder Graham Pauley, and infielder Jay Bashirs. The Dodgers landed Jack Flaherty from the Tigers. The Dodgers are a plus 300 betting favorite to win the World Series. Get the latest lines and more at vsin.com.
This summer, make it a Woody Anderson Ford. Make it 0% financing, make it no down payment, and make no payments for 90 days. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's our Ford summer sales event, and I promise you can save serious dollars on a large selection of our 2024 Fords. We've got financing as low as 0% for 36 months on 2024 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Edge, Escape, plus all-electric F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E. And on all these Fords I just mentioned, you'll make no down payment and no payments for 90 days. Can you say Orange Beach, here we come? This is going to be a good summer. Come choose from over 550 new Fords, and you'll learn firsthand that nobody will work harder to earn your business. Brand new, award-winning Fords with 0% financing, no down payment, and no payment for 90 days with your good credit. This offer ends 9/3/24. Come see us today and make it a Woody Anderson Ford. Hope to see you soon.
You need a lawyer and pick up the phone. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. When you call for a lawyer, where does that phone ring? My phone rings in my office.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. My phone rings in my office too.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. And when you've been hurt and need help, we're the ones who take your call.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. Most of us probably going to end up staying dry. The big story, the fact that it's just going to be incredibly hot across the area. Air temperatures are going to climb into the mid-90s, but it is going to feel like it is anywhere between 105 and 109 degrees. We only drop into the mid and upper 70s as we head into the overnight. We're going to do this again as we head into your Thursday. A partly sunny sky, temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From Coleman to Fayetteville and all points in between.
Son, pull the hammer back. Smokey's coming at you in a plain white wrapper.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by the award-winning service department of Woody Anderson Ford. They can take care of you for routine checkups, or not only for Fords, but for other vehicles as well, other brands as well. I don't know why you would drive another brand, but they can take care of it. And if you have a bigger problem, the expert service technicians are going to quickly diagnose it, use state-of-the-art tools to resolve it. Woody Anderson Ford also has the mobile service department as well, where they'll come out to you, and you can learn more about that at WoodyAndersonFord.com. And if you can only get by on the weekends or in the evening, check out the Quick Lane Service Department, your one-stop shop for things like brake work and tires and batteries. They do it all. No matter what the service your Ford needs, Woody Anderson ensures quick, professional, and exceptional service. All right, let's take a look at some of the top-of-the-hour texts and tweets, since this is it for us. Braves baseball coming up after the top of the hour. LSU Lynch says, Bama fan, never forget Bill Curry. Save your bricks. I need Rammer Jammer to go 10-2. LSU Lynch. Why does he's LSU Lynch? Why does he want him to go 10-2? I'm not sure. Let's see. Is this one signed? Oh, the Bama Gal. The Bama Gal. She says she listens every day. Love your show. She says Alabama 11-1, and I hate hearing Natty Danny say Michigan. So old. From the Bama Gal. All right, Bama Gal. Good job by you. Don't be a stranger.
There's a charm to it.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Let's see. About the college playoffs, are we pretty sure there will be 12 teams that have less than 3 losses? How many has there been recently? I don't know. That's from the unknown texter. I think there'll be 12 that have less than 3 losses. I don't think a 3-loss team is going to get in. I think the only chance of a 3-loss team that gets in would be an SEC team that beat some really good teams along the way, but then that means they lost to some good teams along the way. So I don't think that'll get you in. Do Alabama fans not even care about the Tennessee game anymore, says Bill. And he also says, glad to hear you have a sponsor supporting our military. Semper Fi. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, Rocket City Federal Solutions, LLC, new to the station. We appreciate them getting in. Going to learn a lot about them over the next year. You'll learn a lot about what they do, helping protect America. All right, that's going to do it. This one is in the hopper. It is now 4-3, by the way. Yankees, bottom 5 over the Phillies. Braves coming up after the top of the hour. See if they can close that gap a little bit. I'm Thom Abraham, and this has been the Thom Abraham Show.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.